Hello and welcome to my video for Lab 4.2 Microsoft Azure. My name is Cameron Farzaneh, and today I'm going to be creating a video tutorial on what I've learned about Microsoft Azure. This is a three-part video, so what I'm going to be doing is first demonstrating how to spin up an Azure instance, otherwise known as a virtual machine. Then I'm going to demonstrate how to deploy Azure API for Fire. This is using like the tutorial that was provided on Canvas. And then I'm going to also demonstrate a JavaScript app that I was able to get up and working using the tutorial as well. Uh, so to dive right in, first we're going to create a virtual machine. To do this, I'm already signed into Microsoft Azure with my Georgia Tech credentials right here. And this is the home page. So when you're in the home page under Azure Services, you will see virtual machines. So you can go ahead and click this right here. In order to create a virtual machine, you can just click Add and click this plus sign for virtual machine. So now you're brought to this page over here where you're gonna basically provide more details. For subscription, you can leave this one the same. And resource group, you can go ahead and create a new one. So I'm just gonna call this one test. Virtual machine name, this is what you want to name here, a virtual machine. I'm gonna also call this one test. And for the most part, you can keep everything here as the defaults unless you would like to change it. For the sake of this video, there's no need for me to change any of these settings right here. I'm going to change the authentication type to be password since it's easier to demonstrate. And I'm going to put my GTID and a password like so. And then you can, if you would like to, you can go through the next pages and modify it, the virtual machine to however you like. However, for the sake of this video, the defaults are fine for me. So I'm just going to click this, review and create, and I'm going to click create again. Okay, cool. So the deployment is complete. I'm going to click this button right here, go to resource. And as you can see right here, there's a public IP address. So this is what we need. I'm going to copy this to clipboard and I'm going to open up terminal. So I'm going to demonstrate SSHing into the virtual machine. So I can do SSH, my GTID, and paste the IP address. Then I'm going to type in yes and my password. And there you go. You're inside the virtual machine, as you can see right here. And that's pretty much it for the first part of the video. So now I'm going to go into the second part, which is I'm going to demonstrate how to deploy an Azure API for Fire. So using the tutorial that was provided, basically the way you would go about doing this is from the Azure portal, you would click uh, this button right here, which says create a resource. And once you're here, you would search for Fire. So F-H-I-R, sorry, F-H-I-R. And you can see Azure API for Fire right here. So I would click this and I would click create. However, I've already created one, so I'm not going to go through the entire steps of it. But basically, once you click this page, you're just brought to one more page where you would enter in your account details. So I've already gone ahead and done that. So I'm just going to show you the one I made right here. So after you make it right here, the first tab you should go under is authentication. This is using the native RBAC method for authentication, and this is perfectly fine for me. And you shouldn't need to change this. Over here, this is my tenant ID, which is basically an ID pertaining to the user. Uh, so the default is fine for me over here. And as you can see, if you would like to, you can change your authentication method and provide more tenant IDs in this field if you desired. But the default authentication method is fine for me. The next thing that the tutorial showed you how to do was set up course, which is like the cross origin resource sharing. So you basically just have to put asterisk or star for these areas and set a max age. So besides doing those two, there was also one issue I was having, and that was with having a 403 error code. I was able to fix this after reading through Ed, and the way I fixed it is by going to this access control tab right here, and you would basically just go to role assignments, and over here you would find yourself and add the role of fire data contributor. After adding this cleared up the 403 error for me. So that's pretty much it in terms of creating this backend, this Fire backend. So now I'm going to show the JavaScript component that I've created, and I'm also going to demonstrate it using Postman as well. I'm going to do direct requests to the Fire backend. So in terms of the JavaScript app, you can go over here to this website. So in terms of the JavaScript component, I created over here a new app service using the tutorial as well. And basically, this is well, all it is just a web page that I've created using HTML and JavaScript. And as you can see over here, there's a URL provided, and I already have it open over here. So I'm going to refresh, should sign me out. And then I'm going to demonstrate logging in. I will click sign in and I'm authenticated just like that. And you can see I already have two patients that I've been using for trial, for demo. And as you can see, there's two patients right here already. So now I'm going to show you the second part, which I've got working is through Postman. I can actually do direct HTTP requests directly to the backend. So I'm using OAuth 2 and I just followed the tutorial for creating a token. And as you can see, I can do a GET request. So doing a GET request brings up a Fire bundle, which shows basically everything. And as you can see, I have a patient over here named James Kirk. And I also have one over here. So I'm going to demonstrate adding a new patient. I can do a post request to my Fire backend with the slash patient. And then I'm also using the token as well. And then in the body, I'm going to put John and last name I'll put Smith. So I'm going to do this post request. And as you can see, status 201, which means successful. And if I do a GET request again, I should see the new patient. Um, yep, right here. And then you can also go back to the browser, and if I refresh and re-sign in, as you can see the new patient right here. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for my video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below or reach out to me. My email is right here. Thank you very much. Bye bye.